I'm Pastor Truman, and it's such a joy to join you in this journey on life's greatest quest, challenging insights through the Gospel of John. Now today we are showing a video clip from chapter 2, page 40, and this is a supplement to the book. And you can find these supplemental video clips on my website, trumanherringministries.com. Here in chapter 2, we see Jesus has gone to Samaria because he's the good shepherd searching for his lost sheep. There he will introduce God's great gift of salvation to the woman at the well. And so this key verse, John 4:10, outlines the plan of salvation so clearly. Notice Jesus said, if you knew the gift of God, and who it is that says to you, give me to drink, you would have asked of him, and he would have given you living water. Now, we break this verse down into 4 simple points. Number 1, we must know that salvation is the gift of God. This is in direct contrast to man's religious thinking that salvation must be merited. We must do something. But over and over, God emphasizes salvation is God's free gift. Number 2, we must have a basic understanding of who Jesus is. Number 3, we must ask Jesus for this living water, that is for salvation. And number 4, we must thank Jesus for giving us this living water of salvation. Now today we're going to look at this gift of God. We must know that salvation is the gift of God. And we're going to see that salvation is God's free gift. Salvation is God's finished gift. Salvation is God's final gift. Salvation is God's forever gift. And then salvation is God's fullest gift. Now we're going to begin today, and we're going to look at salvation is God's finished gift. Now, Ephesians 2:8-9 is a passage that most of us know. For by grace are you saved through faith, that not of yourself, it is the gift of God. God's gift of salvation is perfect, complete, and has already satisfied God's justice. It's finished. Nothing can be added to God's gift of salvation. Now, in witnessing and personal evangelism, a lot of times we use personal illustrations as windows to help illustrate the simplicity of the message. And so now we add this illustration of the finished painting. I want you to imagine that there was an artist, and he became somewhat obsessed with Leonardo da Vinci's painting of the Mona Lisa. Something about the Mona Lisa bothered him. He saw the smile of Mona Lisa, and he thought, it's not much of a smile. It's not even a smile at all. And he said, as an artist, I could add just one stroke of my paintbrush, and I could add a little smile to Mona Lisa. I could improve it just a little bit. Well, this artist had bothered him so much that he decided that he would have a plan just to take his paintbrush and add one little stroke to the famous painting of Mona Lisa. So he travels to Lourdes, France. He goes in that famous museum and very carefully kind of waits his time to go beyond the security ropes with his paintbrush hidden. And then at the right moment, he goes across the security line, pulls out his paintbrush, and there the security guards see him, and they begin to cry, stop, stop, it's finished, it's perfect. And they arrest the man. Now, he thought that one stroke of his pen could add to Leonardo da Vinci's famous and priceless painting. But in reality, his one stroke of his paintbrush would mar the finished work. How much more do we need to lay down our paintbrushes of religion, baptism, remorse, promises to change our life. God's gift of salvation is finished. And so God has already laid down his paintbrush. When he finished the work of salvation, Jesus cried from the cross, "It is finished." We cannot pick up our religious paintbrushes and add anything to salvation. So we must know that salvation is the gift of God. It is the finished gift. It cannot be added to, or we mar the work of salvation.